Hey, how's it going? Uh, Today I want to give you 7 tips on caring for your Russian tortoise that I think are very important. The first one's probably the most important of the tips. Now, you'll notice that a lot of people put water in their tortoise's habitat, in the enclosure. You don't want to do that. Okay, what happens is the tortoise soaks itself, it goes in there, it goes to the bathroom, there's all sorts of bacteria, and then the tortoise drinks it. And if you have a tortoise with, water in its enclosure, you'll notice that the tortoise will probably be very sluggish. So once you take the water out, the tortoise, within a short period of time, should become a lot more active, and it'll appear much healthier. So I strongly suggest doing that. Now, when you first get your tortoise, they're going to be agitated for a couple weeks. And what sometimes happens when they're agitated is they flip over and they can't turn over easily, and they're not used to their new environment. So you should try to stay close to them as much as possible, and also make their environment as tortoise safe as possible. So, try to make it so that it's hard for them to turn over. Okay. Another thing I strongly recommend doing is soaking your tortoise twice a week. I'm sure a lot of you know that. I'm not sure the exact amount, but that's a good amount. Also, when you soak it, it'll get some water. They have plenty of water in their food. So, these are arid animals. They don't need to be, to be drinking all the time. And I strongly recommend only feeding the tortoise recommended Russian tortoise foods. Don't feed it things that aren't recommended, like bananas or, and try to don't feed them a lot of fruit. Fruit have bacteria, which could be bad for them. I've had this tortoise over 4 years. I've never had a single problem with it. No medical issues. It's always been very healthy. And now, when you let your tortoise outside, or you bring it outside, only bring it outside when it's at least 70 degrees Fahrenheit outside. Even if it's a little below that, don't bring it out. And I recommend trying to keep your tortoise out as much as possible. It's kind of running away here. And also, don't feed your tortoise every day. You should probably feed it about 4 to 5 times a week. It'll live significantly longer if you don't feed it every day. So that's probably, you should do that. And the other thing you should do is your tortoise, it requires continuing education. So I would try, every month to watch at least a couple of videos about Russian tortoises on YouTube, to educate yourself. I'm sure even people who've had Russian tortoises for many, many years, I'm sure they see things on YouTube, that are very helpful. So I recommend doing that. And I'm not sure where the tortoise wants to go today. Kind of, okay, so anyway, hopefully you learned something, and good luck with your tortoise, and may you have many happy and fun years.